I think businesses need to understand that whether they want to change or not, there's an enormous amount of change going on around them. And that change is actually not driven by technology companies or governments, driven by consumers. And consumers are increasingly altering the way they engage with brands, the way they buy products, the way they research products. And so it's just another example that if businesses aren't adapting and changing to reflect the way consumers are changing, then they're going to get left behind. I think there is a need for constant change, but I think depending on the type of business you are, you need to have a reasonably mid-term to long-term vision for what you're going to do with your business. So I think where people go wrong is they look at the next 3 months and go, oh, I can never get it done, as opposed to saying, well, over the next 12 or 24 months, we're going to build an amazing mobile experience, an app for our restaurant or for our cafe or for our cleaning business. And then over the next 24 months, we're going to do this. So they have to view what they're doing in digital as not building something that you finish, but something that you start and that you're constantly iterating and improving and adding new functions and features to. And I think that's the biggest mistake, particularly small businesses make with digital. They view it as, I can tick the box because I've done that, now I can go do something completely different. When in fact, what you need to do is view it as a core part of the business, and therefore you're going to constantly be developing and iterating and making it better and improving it. I think they have to focus on where the customers are, and the customers are on mobile. And I think you need to look at, first of all, how do I express my business on a mobile device? Because it's not about digital anymore, everything's digital. And the second thing you need to look at is something I call the mods, the moments of doubt, desire, and dissatisfaction. And you've got to become a really clever observer of where your customers are happy, where they're sad, where they're confused, and look at ways you can both create new experiences that fill those holes. You might do some of that in digital, you might do it in your physical environment. There's lots of things you might do. So not every answer is digital, but you have to become a really astute observer of the moments of doubt, desire, and dissatisfaction. The reality is about 60 or 70% of the global economy is driven by small businesses. The small business economy is the largest part of most economies. And so most small businesses are very, very successful at competing with the bigger businesses. Where I'm from or live today in Australia, for instance, Starbucks has done very, very poorly in Australia. Hasn't been able to compete with the local coffee chains, the local coffee shops. And why is that? Well, they have a better product, they provide better service, they have better food, they're better everything. So you'd never go there. So the critical thing is to not provide so inferior product or service that people will default to the bigger guys. And I think the trick for people who are building great brands is to really focus on how do I create amazing experiences and build from there. Mobile is the dominant place people are now interacting, searching, engaging, looking for relationships to occur on. So you better really understand mobile and make it work. And you better do the basics really well. I was at a friend's restaurant here in Bucharest last night, and I said, when you search you on Google Maps, you say that you're cash only. She's like, we're not cash only, we take credit cards, we even take Bitcoin. I'm like, well, you need to go and update your Google directory because right now it says you're cash only, right? And that would put off any foreign traveler. So it's a great example, a little one, great restaurant too, but it's a great example of doing the basics really, really well on mobile. So it's not all about doing anything fancy, just do the basics really, really well. The big learning of the last few years is the companies that are the best at creating experiences and viewing digital as just a way to create experiences. Digital is not an answer to a problem. Digital can help you architect and create great experiences. Getting that right is worth its weight in gold.